What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dirty Bird Fly Through. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share out. Um, Make sure you support the channel in which way. Donate to the Venmo if you'll be so kind. What do y'all think about the first couple of candidate search videos? Y'all think they pretty good? If so, just you know continue supporting the channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Gonna drop that link down for y'all to join and doing that right now. Um, but today I haven't had a chance to watch the press conference that Arthur Blank did earlier today. So I've heard a lot of things that were said in it, but I haven't had an opportunity to officially take a peek at um, what was everything that was said. What's going on, KJ? So the link is there for anyone who wants to join in. I'll be getting it ready and start playing it, and then I'm gonna let everyone know what I think about it. I've heard some things about it. So yeah. So here, let's go ahead. Uh, we'll go ahead and start playing it shortly. Do want to remind everyone one more time to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I know you've already heard it from me, but you know, all the support, all the support does help with the channel, and whenever y'all share out, especially share out is spread the word about what's going on over here, the good work that we are doing. So yeah, you there, OG?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're about to get into it right now, so I guess let's not waste any more time. Let's start this thing off. Let me know if you can hear it, okay?
Okay.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will I hear some music?
Well, this is just the start of it. Should be All right, here we go. Everyone listening should be able to hear the audio as well.
But you got to play some music behind.
Oh, this was just the music they were playing, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Alright, here we go.
Morning, everybody. Sorry we're a few minutes late. Appreciate you all being here at the Arthur M. Blank Family Office and those who are joining on the live stream. Before we get into questions, just a couple of housekeeping items. As you know, we have 3 open searches. There's a lot of reporting out there about the candidates and other things. Just want to confirm again that we will announce completed interviews once completed. We will not be announcing scheduled interviews. So once we've completed an interview for all 3 searches, we will announce those, and we will have press conferences with all of the selected leaders that will be joining our organization. So we're going to start now. Just
That sounds like some more lives coming up whenever they choose those people.
Are starting today. Arthur has a full schedule of meetings and interviews today and tomorrow. So we're going to go for about 20-25 minutes, and we'll wrap up. We're going to go ahead and start with Mark Ramondi and Joe Patrick.
Hey, can you still hear it?
We'll go from there.
Wherever you are. Okay. Hey,
The team finished on a 4-game winning streak, and there was some speculation.
OG, you there?
That might be enough to I guess, keep the status quo.
Okay.
Why did that not end up being the case?
you evaluate a team throughout the entire season, and in this case over a couple of years, but let's say this for this season. And, it was my conclusion as the season went on, that we could not achieve or were not achieving at the level that I thought this roster was capable of performing at. It wasn't for lack of trying, it wasn't for lack of effort, it wasn't for lack of commitment. I have great respect and affection both for Raheem, who I've known for 11 years, and Terry for 5 years. The fact that the team won the last 4 games, I think, is a credit to the players, a credit to the coach and coaching staff. But at the end of the day, I didn't think we achieved the level that we're capable of. And I think that it's an expression that I often use, that good is the enemy of great. And
good is the enemy of great. What do you think about that?
To another level. So that was the reason we
I'll
made the
agree with
decision.
that.
Joe?
It was not a light switch went on and off. It was kind of a phased process over time. An awful lot of factors that go into it.
Arthur, over here. Joe Patrick, 92.9 The Game. I'll just ask simply, what went into ultimately the decision to let go of Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris, both individually?
I'd give, it's just a similar answer. I just concluded that I didn't think that those 2 gentlemen, as fine of people as they are, as much as I care about them personally and their families, et cetera, that they were providing the kind of leadership at the level to get us to the next level. And I felt that given the quality of the young players we have on offense and on defense, and some seasoned veterans that are excellent as well, that we needed to move forward both in terms of a change as a head coach and a general manager. Very tough decision. It's a performance-driven league. All sports are, and certainly the NFL is no different than that. And so they understand that, and certainly I represent the fans. I've said this many times. I view myself as a custodian of the franchise for the fans, as they felt pain and anguish and frustration.
What do you think about that?
I felt pain and frustration and anger during the year myself. So it was a very thoughtful, balanced decision that took time to reach, but I think it was the right decision for us. And, fundamentally, we wanted to add somebody who's a president of football.
He wants to
And it was kind of clear on the
side.
titles, not football operations, it's president of football, because sometimes people could interpret that as being,
It's a lot of pandering going
they're
on.
responsible for the operations stuff, the backroom stuff, administrative stuff, but this person that we're trying to hire will be responsible for everything that relates to a football and grass. And so both general manager and head coach will report directly to that person, who will report to me.
Ken?
I guess I'll come and ask. John Harbaugh is available. Can you evaluate him as a potential candidate?
Well, I mean, John has been one of the most successful coaches in the last 20 years in our league. Has won at every level.
You still there?
And
We had a
so
little
he would
glitch for a
certainly be
second.
a candidate we would want to spend some
Yeah, I'm
time
good.
with.
Okay.
Whether or not he would have an interest in Atlanta, I don't know. I read earlier today he's not taking any interviews this week, and probably will start this coming week. So I'm sure we'll have him on our cycle, assuming he's willing to take an interview with us.
Let's go to hometown, and then we'll go over here, and then back to Charles Odom.
How you doing, Arthur? Good morning. Question, two-parter for you and for the process with the search firms. What guardrails do you think are in place this time to ensure that the final decision is a better one than the last two? And are you going to do anything differently? And will the search firms do anything differently in their approach to getting to the final decisions?
Well, I think I'd give you several parts to that, to respond to that. One, as we all go through life, we all have life experiences, and hopefully you grow through them, you learn from them, and then when you have the same opportunity to make another decision, you make it a little bit differently if it was a mistake previously. So I think we've learned, this last sequence, some things we'd probably do a little bit differently in terms of points of emphasis. Both of these firms, Sportsology, we retained several months ago to do a deep dive on the health, if you will, of the football operations side of our business. They've got great experience in a multiple of sports in that regard, including the NFL. They pointed out some things to us, so they'll help with the search particularly in terms of the general manager search. And ZRG is one of the leading search firms in the world of sports and NFL and football. So we'll be using their talents as well to help screen and filter and ask the right kinds of questions. Our search committee will be structured a little bit differently than it has been in the past. Still be made up of a component of people that represent our leadership and all areas of our businesses, but we're going to put heavy emphasis. We're hiring this president of football first. That's the goal, and over the next couple of days, we have a series of interviews set up. We want to get that person in seat in their seat.
When do you
and
think
have them
the
lead
president
the
of
interviews
football, a.k.a.
for the
Matt
head
Ryan,
coach
is
and
going to
general
get
manager
officially
position going
announced?
forward? Does that answer your question? What will I do? What will I be doing? I'll be doing the same thing that I'll always be doing, which is being available, providing, not only the financial resources, which is the easiest part of my job, but, creating make sure the culture is maintained, sharing any wisdom, making sure people are working cohesively together with the same goals in mind, and doing whatever I can do to support. That's my job, is really to support. I'm a servant leader. If you look at, an inverted triangle, which we talk about in our business all the time.
Our owner's a servant
the guy that's way at the
leader.
bottom is me. I'm there as a support system for all of our businesses, and certainly football is no different than that.
Back here, and then to Charles, and then
Arthur, right
Glenn.
here.
Yes, sir.
Gary Chapman on SI. What role did or I guess first off, what went into the decision to draft Michael Penix and also sign Kirk Cousins? Who made that decision? And then what role did you feel like this had in the process that you made to part ways with general manager and head coach?
Well, I think, we've talked about this a good bit in the past, but just a quick summary. I think, when Kirk became available, I think the football folks on, the coaching side and personnel side both felt this was a athlete who performed at the highest level for 14 years in our league, coming off of an injury. Our medical staff felt the injury was at a point where he could play and play effectively. So we stepped up, and because, we want to win, we felt that was the right decision at that time. We drafted Michael because at that time we felt and still do feel that Michael was one of the most talented quarterbacks in the draft, and that thinking about the future and not going through a lull, we didn't have a franchise quarterback in place, which is a version of, I don't know what the right word would be, but it's a very difficult position to be in the NFL. It's hard to win in the NFL
Make sure to hit
without
that
a
like button,
franchise quarterback.
subscribe,
He's great. He has to be
share
really good
out,
and solid.
support the channel.
So we felt that someone
Venmo.
like Michael we could draft, bring along for a couple of years. At some point, Kirk might age out. Really hasn't. He played well. Again, the first half of last year, certainly, we were 6-3 and 2-game lead in our division before, his play changed. And Michael stepped up in the first part of this year. So we look forward to having Michael back. He's had good surgery. We spoke to the medical staff. It seems to have gone well. Kirk, we'll see what will happen with him going forward. But there were decisions about winning now over the next 2 to 3 years, and then bringing in a young quarterback and not putting the pressure on a rookie quarterback to have to perform at that level, but giving him an opportunity to learn under an experienced, seasoned veteran guy who has really been a great leader for us, I will say, over the last couple of years, both when he was playing in a support role to Michael last year, and then this year, support role to Michael and stepping up and playing at a very competitive level for us as well.
I will go Charles, Ladd, and then Bailey.
Since your interviews begin today for president of football, can you talk about what makes the ideal candidate? What are the qualifications, and are you open to considering someone who has no front office or executive experience?
I think the second part of your question has to do with Matt Ryan. My answer to the second part of the question, Matt is somebody we've had a long relationship with. We've continued to talk with. He is one of the candidates who we'll be interviewing. My response to that would be Matt Ryan came into the league as a rookie in 2008. Ended up leading a locker room of 53 for 14 years. Leading in a huddle, being a great player, leading players, supporting coaches, et cetera. So his EQ and IQ when it comes to football is extraordinarily high. I've known Matt personally since 2008 and his family, and he's an outstanding individual, great community leader, and the kind of person you'd certainly would want to consider in that position. But we have other candidates that we're interviewing as well over the next couple of days, starting this afternoon, this evening, and going into tomorrow and tomorrow night.
Yeah, Arthur, what did the consultants tell you about, the organization that led you to change the dynamics of the infrastructure? And, or is the hope that this will stop the streak of 8 losing seasons?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they pointed out there were certain areas, without going into the detail, that from a support standpoint and building a roster and the quality of the analytics and some other areas that we could definitely improve upon. They felt the areas of accountability and communication could be tightened up a little bit from what they have been. They spent a great deal of time. They interviewed close to 30 people, all one-on-one interviews with essentially everybody in the building, not with the coaching staff. With Raheem they did, and with Terry they did, but a lot of other folks they did. And they shared a very detailed report that was written with a lot of quality and drew certain conclusions, which I had a sensibility about myself before, but it was good to hear it confirmed as well. So that was all part of the process. But at the end of the day, the decisions were mine to make, and it was all part of the input that was important to me.
Bailey?
When you look at the head coach, I believe this will be.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
A little better, thank you.
When looking at the head coach position, I believe this will be the.
Hey, they got Big Tigger just sitting in the back there.
What do you feel
see
like has
that?
been lacking there, and what is something you're hoping this round in the hire you can bring an edge to hopefully get this right?
Well, I think and we've gotten a lot of things right with a lot of coaches over the years.
I wonder what he was in there.
Back of the period of
Why?
Mike Smith and Dan
Well, he
Quinn
works for
and,
V103. He must have been their representation. He was sitting by Carl
had no
Dukes.
history of winning. We won consistently during that 12-year period of time.
Probably did.
I think you learn something from every experience you go through, and try to fine-tune the model and try to refine it and make it clearer as to what your expectations are. Make sure there's clear communications, the same vision. You're holding people accountable. Holding people accountable in a performance-based business, which is what the NFL is really important. It's easy to say that. Sometimes it's hard to do that because you're in a foxhole every Sunday. There are bullets flying all over the place, some at you, some you're shooting, and so you develop this mentality of being together. So at times, I think that people, in my view, over 25 years in the NFL, there can be too much of a weight on loyalty and not enough of a weight on performance and holding people accountable in a more reasonable period of time. But you have to be patient too, because you're dealing with system changes, you're dealing with new players, you're dealing with new orientations with players, moving them around. So change for the sake of change is very penal in the NFL. You want to be very thoughtful about it, not only on a personal level, but because it can impact the team in a negative way. You'll find those organizations that have achieved in the NFL at a relatively high level, one of the things they have consistently is continuity, not just with ownership, but continuity at a head coach and general manager level. We're adding a third component to it now with the president of football, which we think will add another level of quality, another level of emphasis and execution that we haven't had in the past.
We're going to go to Allison, then over to Terrence, then to Tori.
Arthur, I just wanted to clarify. So do you believe that Michael Penix Jr. is the franchise quarterback for the Falcons and is a prerequisite for this new head coach to also keep Jeff Ulbrich as the defensive coordinator with the way they finished?
Two answers, two questions. I do think Michael is our franchise quarterback.
Wow.
The injury he sustained
He's
was
just
on
making
his
the
other knee.
decisions for the
The
coaches.
surgeon felt 1,000% secure in the medical procedure they went through, and they really felt his knee was going to be even better than it was before.
So when's he going to be
He's on
back?
a successful rehab program. He's back in Atlanta. He's committed mentally, physically.
When's he going to be back on the field
feels
then?
Good. So, yes, I would certainly see that. As it relates to
I ain't looking for him
to Jeff
next season.
Ulbrich, in my view, he did a really fine job for us this year. Certainly look at the record of sacks and just the overall performance of the defense was definitely better than it's been in the past. And you can't dictate to a new head coach, who their coaches are going to be. But I certainly would recommend to a new head coach that they consider Jeff based on his track record, not only here, his track record before with us in Atlanta. Then he went to New York, and his experience there for certainly a couple of years was at the very top of the league too. So, I would certainly recommend somebody consider him, but it's not something we can require or mandate. The right head coach is going to want to put together their own staff, and they'll be working closely. In this case, it's not the president of football won't do the head coach's job, but it'll have a working partner who has great football knowledge in that position that they can help build the staff with.
Terrence Torrey, then Josh Kendall.
Arthur, in the more than 20 years you and I have been talking,
Yep.
you've always been highly customer focused.
Yep.
So given all the no-shows the last 2 or 3 years, how much did that factor into your decisions, as far as the organization is concerned? And the second question would be, Raheem has mentioned a couple of times that when it came to the quarterback situations, that it was an organizational decision.
Mm-hmm.
So how much were you and Rich involved in that as opposed to just Terry himself?
The answer to the first part of the question, when you have no-shows, that's not a problem. It's an indication of the problem. So it's like, there's a fire caused someplace, or what caused the fire? So that's the reason for the changes, is the cause of the fire, not the fire itself. But we definitely, we're here for our fans. I tell our players, whenever it's appropriate time, I just remind them, without fans, either watching them in person or watching them on TV, we have 22 guys playing sandlot football. And so they understand that. And so, and the fans give us more than the resources. They give us their time, their energy, their passion, their commitment, their family time. They give us a lot of things. So we owe it to them to step up and make the right decisions in their behalf. And I always view the fans as sitting on my shoulders, all of them, and looking at decisions that I'm involved in and any thoughts that I'm sharing. What are the views of the fans? Doesn't mean they drive the franchise, but it means they're obviously one of the major reasons we're here.
Then we drive the franchise then.
Okay. When you're making decisions, and I would say this is true for every owner in the National Football League. I know them all for a long period of time. When you're making significant decisions like the Kirk Cousins contract or probably who you're drafting in the first round, those kind of things, it becomes an organizational decision. I've been part of certain situations where that was not the case, and the result of that is never healthy. It's never healthy for the organization. So you want the organization to see the same vision, to buy into it, to support it, to all be in lockstep on those kinds of things. It doesn't mean you agree on everything. It means you have healthy debate before you make the decisions, but once you make them, you move forward together in support of those decisions.
So it wasn't totally Terry?
No, we would never have a situation in my 25 years, so I don't think it'd be healthy any place in the NFL or any organization for one person to be making a decision that's going to affect everybody in a variety of ways at a fairly deep level without input and guidance and shared wisdom from other people. At the end of the day, somebody has to make that final call, and I understand that, but it's not normally going to be one person.
Torrey, Josh, and then Gabe.
Kind of to that end, when it comes to the president of football role, I know we've kind of talked around it a little bit, but what led to the decision to add that to the organizational structure, and what are attributes within an individual that could lead to success within that role?
I think one of the reasons we felt it was necessary is that I'm not involved on a day-to-day basis in our football business. I'm involved, but not on a day-to-day basis, and shouldn't be. Because I have authority doesn't mean I have the knowledge. So we can never confuse the two. And if you get a leader who's in that position,
then why is he in the position of saying Michael Penix is a franchise quarterback?
About that. So we wanted somebody else
Great question.
to have input and guidance and hold the accountability and work closely with the head coach and general manager to build their capacities, the coaching staff, and building a roster, making sure it's consistently held within the vision that we have for the team, how we want to play ball on the offensive side of the team, on the special team side, on the defensive side of the ball. So that's the biggest role that person will play. And if we bring in the right person, it'll make a big difference in my view. Obviously, you still got to hire the great head coach, the great general manager, and the president of football will not be doing their jobs for them at all, but will be holding them accountable and giving input, wisdom, and guidance where necessary.
Josh?
To make sure I'm clear,
Yeah.
the quarterback, the fact that the Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix sort of dual additions didn't work out or haven't worked out the way you'd hoped through the first 2 years, was that part of the factor in firing Raheem and Terry?
No. I mean, this is a, and that's a clear no. This is a performance-based business. I mean, I'm disappointed the way we ended this last year. I mean, the year before this current year. But, you know, we ended up not performing well at the end of the year. We were in a strong position. You know, this year, there's a lot of peaks and valleys, too many peaks and valleys, too many levels that were not consistent throughout our play. So it's a combination of things over a period of time, but it had nothing to do with the decisions that we collaboratively made about Kirk Cousins or about Michael Penix.
And to make sure I'm clear, the new president of football will be the final say
Yes.
on draft picks, on roster construction,
Well,
on...
I gave you a quick answer, yes. You don't want, you're not going to find a head coach at the level we want to seek, or a general manager at the level we want to seek, that are going to cede their job to a president of football. And you're not going to find a president of football who is really a balanced leader and a thoughtful leader who wants to do the job of other people working for them. That never works in any organization, in any industry. So the general manager will do his job, the head coach will do their job. They both will be accountable to the president of football. So there'll be dialogue, exchanges, ideas, et cetera, but at the end of the day, you want the head coach and general manager to have the final say in their areas of responsibility with the input and guidance from the president of football.
And finally, forgive me, given, you know, your track record with Rich McKay, was it a difficult decision for you to sort of fully remove him from the Falcons' decision-making process?
Well, I mean, Rich has a long storied history in the NFL. It goes back well over 30 years, but with us, you know, over 20 years, and we won a lot of games when he was our general manager. He was part of that whole transition. He's moved on to a whole bunch of other really important things for us. He's CEO of AMBSC. So what does that mean? It means that he's involved in the World Cup. He's involved in soccer, both Atlanta United and the new NWSL team. He'll be involved in a lot of community things. He chairs the Metro Chamber this coming year. I've done that once in my life in 2001, and that by itself is almost a full-time job. It's breakfast, lunch, dinners virtually every day, community meetings, leadership, things of that nature. So he's got a very full plate, and he will continue to serve as co-chair of the competition committee for the National Football League. So, and complete support of our Commissioner, Roger Goodell, in that regard.
Go to Gabe, and then we'll wrap up with Carl and Chris.
There are now 8 head coach openings.
Say again?
There are now 8 head coach openings, and some of these candidates are going to have options.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel separates this team in this situation from the other vacancies?
I think it's a really good question. I think what separates us, and somebody will have to make a decision on their own judgment about the quality of the ownership, et cetera, but that is always a factor. I would say that generically, not because I'm sitting here, but you know, to people who are in a head coach, GM position or position of football, president of football, versions of that. And there are a number of those around the NFL that exist in 3 or 4 or 5 other teams now. They want to know they have stability at ownership. They want to make sure the ownership is committed financially, emotionally, culturally, and provide the support that's necessary for them to be successful. I'm sorry, the second part of the question, I apologize.
Just how do you feel with your situation?
Okay, yeah, so, and I look at our roster, And I look at the young players we have on both offense and defense. We had a really great draft class, in my opinion, this last year. We've had some other players carried over from a couple of years before that. So I like both sides of our roster. I like some of the seasoned vets we have as well. I love our stadium, voted #1 in the United States again for fan experience, and that's not unimportant. It's important to the players to have fans show up. Goes back to Terrence's question earlier. Players hear the fans, they see the fans, they want the seats filled. There's a lot of things that determine that. One is a competitive product on the field, but also the experience they have within the building itself. So I think all of those things, Atlanta is a great city, great market, and I think all those things are factors in somebody making a professional as well as a personal decision. Because you're talking to coaches and general managers, in many cases, if not all cases, they have families, and so they're making decisions not only for themselves, but for their wives or their wives' partners to help them make that decision, along with their kids and whatever. There's a lot of factors, but Atlanta's a great market, too.
Oh.
Sorry.
Arthur, what do you say to the fans who are very frustrated? Obviously, you heard, I'm sure you've heard from them. You've just talked about your frustration. What do you say to the Falcon fans who are struggling with the idea that we can't seem to get this part of it right as far as the coach, general manager?
Only getting ready to speak to
What's
me?
your message to them?
Well, I think you go back and look at our history since when we acquired the franchise in 2001. We've had a great 14-year run under two head coaches. We've won a bunch of games. The last 8 seasons clearly have been very disappointing. The losing seasons and not getting the playoffs both. You have a team this year that has a losing season and is in the playoffs. So we don't want to be in either one of those categories.
And it's in your own division. And you had the same record as that team.
So we will commit our intellectual resources, our financial resources, any bit of intellect or wisdom we can bring from the outside, inside, to make sure we understand more clearly what is it we could do better, what is it we can set in terms of setting the expectations for a new head coach, general manager, what is a president of football, which is a position we've never had in the history of the Falcons, filled now, what that person is bringing to the table in terms of holding people accountable, making sure we maintain a vision. It's very difficult in this business or any sports business when you have too many changes become excessive. The hardest people it's on is the players. New systems, new language, new positions sometimes. So consistency at the top is very, very important, but the quality of the consistency is really important. So in my judgment, changes we've had to make in the past have always been with a 3-year tenure. In my opinion, in this case, after 2 years, I knew that we had to make the changes. So this wasn't a time lapse kind of situation. It was a performance lapse situation that, in my judgment, I felt after 2 years, Raheem and his team, and Terry after 5 years, I felt I've seen enough to know that we could do better than this in my view.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Chris Tamino.
Arthur, good morning. If it was a wellness check, that's Sportology.
I'm sorry, what?
If we're going to call it a wellness check, perhaps that's what Sportology did. It was a wellness check on the organization. What were one or two, maybe the most surprising things that you read about the organization, and how big a point of emphasis did they say there might be a murkiness when it comes to the hierarchy of power?
I want to listen to this.
President of football, let's do that. And then perhaps even with Rich, emphasizing once again that Atlanta Falcon football decisions are going to be made by people other than Rich going forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, let me just clear that up again for the third time. I mean, Rich was not the focus of the report, and it's very clear. If I showed you his calendar and his schedule, I mean, he doesn't have time for anything else. So we've asked him to move away from his time with football, which was very limited over the last number of years. It was there, but very limited.
Okay. Why was he in the meetings every week still?
I think the big things coming out of the report, I said this earlier, was that, we have to have a consistent vision that everybody in the organization understands in terms of how we want to play the game consistently. You can go around the NFL, and there are certain teams, I don't want to name which ones, but you all probably can in your own minds, that if you would project 5 years from today, how do you think that team will be playing, what the points of emphasis will be in that team, you probably could pretty well predict, the kind of ball they'll be playing. It might be changed a little bit, refined a little bit, but essentially, we need to have a clearer vision on offense, defense, and teams, how we're going to play. And then have a coaching staff that understands that clearly, have a GM that understands clearly how do you build players, bring them into the roster that match that system and that philosophy.
Hey, it's about to wrap up.
Accountable.
Hit that
for their
link.
results
Join
and
in the
their
conversation.
and their performance. It is a performance-based business. It's a high-risk, high-reward kind of nature. That is the industry that we're in, and that's what we've chosen to be in, and we love the opportunity to do that. We have to make sure we represent all those values correctly and represent our fans the way they would expect us to. Not impulsively, but thoughtfully. But once decisions are made, you don't measure 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. When you see the facts come to you and you can draw a conclusion and make a conclusion based on solid information, you make that decision as soon as you can. Hence, after 2 years, we've decided to move on from Raheem and staff and Terry and his group.
Can I just go back? Was there anything surprising in their report of findings that?
I would say that one of the things that I probably was a little bit surprising was the lack of clarity on, about the vision for the team, and that's that's in any business in any industry. We don't have clarity around vision about what you're trying to establish and trying to build. You could end up with a lot of disparate parts, everybody moving in different directions. And that means you're not only unsuccessful or partially unsuccessful, but you can be very inefficient. As laser focused as you can be in terms of exactly what you want to do, you're going to make better selections of players, coaches, coaching staff, hold that kind of consistency in place. And then, you modify over time depending on what's happening in the game. The game is changing. The NFL has definitely moved to a more, focus on offense and defense over the years. But, you got to, particularly when it comes to the playoffs, teams that have really great defenses do well.
All right. Let me thank you all for being here. We've got to get Arthur off to interviews and meetings. Thank you.
Thank you
and
all.
we'll
I
keep
appreciate
you
it.
posted.
Again, final word to the fans. Thank you for your patience, your support, your own wisdom collectively and individually. And we promise you that we're 100% committed to bringing us back to the level that you would expect us to be at. So we appreciate that.
Thank you all.
All right, that was Arthur Blank earlier today on Howell Mill Road at his office holding court, explaining the actions that he's taken in these past couple days. First thing I would have liked to know is why the hell he had to wait until Thursday to drag this shit out. But anyways, I mean, hey, we got what we got. OG, what'd you think about it?
Well, all right, about what you just said about why did he wait to today. I think that he was just trying to just wait for the reaction. I don't think that they wanted to that Mr. Blank and whoever's advising him wanted them to do everything back to back. Fire Raheem, like I forgot where I said it at, but to fire Raheem pretty much right after the game, that was cold blooded, man. That was, everybody. I've heard some people say, "Oh yeah, Mr. Blank show did it with class." I don't agree with that. That was in my opinion, or just the way I see it, that was a cold-blooded move. But it's his business.
But hey, if you're gonna be successful, you got to be cold-blooded.
Well, okay, and
now that don't necessarily mean that's going to be successful, but success requires some cold-blooded moves.
Well,
in my opinion, it was the only necessary move.
But he could have, he could have just did it traditionally. You know what I'm saying? Like when everybody else was making their move to where it wouldn't draw so much attention, being they were the only team that done that. That's what I'm saying.
So are you
It's
saying?
like playing a Monday night football game. It's almost like playing a Monday night football game.
Well, and as a matter of fact, we got someone else coming up in here. The news broke during what was it, the Sunday night game? I mean, they broke that news 4 hours after we beat New Orleans.
Right. And I was like, because when I was looking at the 4 o'clock games, I was like, man, are they going to say anything on these games, or these games are important too. Some of those games was important too. But as a network, you want to be the first person to break the news if you can. But because they was using professional etiquette, a lot of them, I didn't hear anything about it. So they didn't even talk about it. They talked about, what the current events, like who was going to playoffs and, what the other teams were playing for, whether they were playing or not. But, yeah, it was a lot of little tidbits that I just didn't agree with. But like I said, it's his business, and he can fire him like he want to. But I just think that was just a cold-blooded move right there.
Hold on, we got a new guest up in here. Introduce yourself.
Okay.
What's going on, 3 Dirty and Dirty Bird Fly Through?
What up,
It's your
man?
boy, Georgia, Texas boy, man. I've been
My
watching.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Dirty Bird Fly Through, man. I done caught your page the other day, man, and I'm subscribed, man. And I watch everything that's dropped on here.
Hey,
man.
we appreciate your support. Absolutely. Hey, give us your thoughts on the press conference.
Man, the press conference, I really feel like Blank is trying to stick to the script, like stick to where he told us in that letter. Like, I'm gonna hire my president first, but then I'm gonna let my president do what he needs to do to hire his GM, and then they gonna work together to hire the head coach. So I feel like for us as Falcons fans, we ain't never seen this type of leadership.
So do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's good.
Okay.
Like you can ask anybody who know me on these YouTube streets. I've been saying all year, the new era is here.
Oh yeah.
And it ain't no way. The only way we can do that is if we clean house, and that's exactly what Sportology was paid to do. To come in here, research this business, and tell us why this business is failing.
Well, and I think what was most damning, and by the way, I appreciate you for coming on. Make sure to subscribe to his channel, Georgia Texas Boy. But I definitely I do want to say that first of all, look, I've been calling for this change for a while, so I'm glad to see that it's finally come. Now, let me be very clear. Just because they're changing stuff up, it don't mean that it's going to work. Like, let's be very clear about that. But I do think this is the first time that, I'm encouraged by some of the stuff that they're doing. But there are some things. First of all, I want to talk about the Sportology report. And essentially saying that there was no real plan for how to move the team forward. Now, that ain't really shocking to hear. I mean, we could see it out on the field. There was really no identity and no vision. You would see them come out and, go out and beat a team like Buffalo, but then they get shut out against the Panthers. Or they'll go out and beat the Rams late in the year, but then you'll go out and lose to the Jets. You'll have Bijan have this amazing year, and then you don't have anything else fucking going on offense. You got David Sills playing wide receiver for majority of the year, being a starting wide receiver. Mooney can't get it going. I mean, these are just issues, man. We could see there wasn't a vision, but the fact that it was put so bluntly like that, it goes to show you there was no denying it. You couldn't deny it. That's how bad shit had gotten.
Facts. I agree 100%. And I also agree with the fact that Sportology was here before and after our losing streak.
Oh yeah.
Says a lot.
I mean,
about
they
this
said
team.
it sounds like Sportology was in the building for about It sounds like they Blank called up Sportology after like the Miami game. Which, I mean, shit, I would have been calling someone up after that too. But now, OG, I wanna ask you because I know you said you got some opinions on it. Air out your opinions.
Well, I got a lot of them. I want to do them in order.
All
I'm going
right.
to talk about.
Make them feel uncomfortable.
I am. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give them small spoonfuls at a time. Um, I know a lot of people wanted. They wanted to blow it up. Okay. But when you make moves like that, man, you got to have some real solid plans going ahead. And I just don't think that you can do that in this type of business, this sport, and expect for everybody to be really, really excited, because Mr. Blank didn't say anything about how he felt like we were going to look next season. And that's when he's talking to the fans. The letter was for the fans. This was for the fans, especially the PSL owners, so that he's selling us a bag of beans, calling them hope, so that the PSL owners can have a good feeling when when you pay for your season tickets for next season.
Can I tell you what this sounds like? In all honesty, sounds like a 30-minute sales pitch of here's why you should come back to the stadium 8 more times next year. Even if we get our asses kicked, it's all good. Cause I mean, shoot, we trying to turn it around. We're gonna run things differently. It's gonna look differently. Yeah, it might end with the same result, but it's all good. We'll turn things around. Just come on, give us your money. And see, that's something. It was pointed out to me earlier before I even went live. Blank. This is how you know Blank is a snake oil salesman. You never trust a snake oil salesman. He mentioned everything but money. Now, there could be one or two reasons. It could be because it would just make it too obvious, or because there's a strategy behind it. I think there's a strategy behind it. He wants you to think that he cares about you, that he'll show up. He'd be the type of guy to pay all your medical bills. But in reality, the moment something happens to your ass, if you're in that stadium and you have a damn heart attack watching that team, he ain't gonna pay your medical bills. These billionaires don't give a shit about any of you. Okay, so listen. As far as I'm concerned, if you're supporting the Atlanta Falcons, you're supporting the Atlanta Falcons because you grew up a Falcons fan. See, Arthur Blank can talk about all he wants, culture, this and that, man. Arthur Blank's sitting up in his office every day trying to go through his checkbook. He's checking the numbers every day. I mean, the new year just began. He's checking those 2025 earnings. Another thing that bothered me, and I've been an advocate for Michael Penix. I've showed support for Michael Penix. I was devastated when Michael Penix went down with his injury. But at the end of the day, if Arthur Blank is going to sit up here and say he's not knowledgeable about football, then it ain't your damn place to say Michael Penix is this franchise's quarterback. I would love if that's the case, but it ain't your damn place to say that, especially coming off another knee injury.
He didn't even say, "I don't know," or we're gonna allow the coach to make the call. And
his first mistake of this new regime is he basically put the pressure on everyone that you're tied to Michael Penix.
Well, that's what he did last season when he was parading them around. Go ahead,
Georgia
Tech.
Being tied to Michael Penix,
go ahead,
but it
Georgia
ain't
Texas
forced.
boy.
But it ain't forced, because we all know that Michael Penix ain't playing next year. But we know in 2027 it could be a quarterback competition, because we still got to look at it this way. We still got Michael Penix for the next 3 years.
Well,
Okay.
hold on now. Hold on now. Okay, because
He just confirmed what I told you earlier.
I understand that. We got
I ain't
Michael
looking for
Penix.
Penix to play next season.
Okay, but he is saying that Michael Penix is the franchise quarterback. If Michael Penix ain't going to be playing next year, who the fuck is playing at quarterback? And you're telling me that you're just gonna, if you're gonna commit so much to Michael Penix that you're just gonna bring no competition in for him at all. You're gonna bring someone like, you know, a fucking no name in to, you know, throw away the season next year until Penix is back in November. That what you're gonna do?
But you got to think about it. They can't say nothing about another quarterback until we get a GM or
Okay.
president.
All right.
You're right. You're right.
Or a head coach. Technically, right now, the only quarterback we know going to be here next year is Michael Penix. The way they restructured Kirk contract, you already know.
Oh yeah, Kirk's gone. Kirk's gone.
So Blank has to let it be known. All right, Kirk Cousins gone. Kirk Cousins done did exactly what we wanted him to do for the Falcons. Yada yada yada. But Michael Penix, that's our franchise quarterback.
Okay.
Oh, listen, I hope Michael Penix
Think
ends up
about
being
it.
our
Think
franchise
about it.
quarterback.
How Blank is looking at it right now, the same way Cincinnati looking at Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Even though Michael Penix has not accomplished anything close to Joe Burrow, he's put in that stability on it. You ain't got to come in here and look for a franchise quarterback ASAP. You got one. Let's hope he 100% healthy.
So they're looking for a bridge.
Do
But
we
that's why?
do we have a franchise quarterback? What is a franchise quarterback to you?
I think we do. And the reason I say that, what's the one thing that Michael Penix didn't have that all these other rookie quarterbacks had? A veteran play caller of offense.
Oh, you're right.
No matter if he's a host
you're right.
or a head coach. That's the one thing Michael Penix has not had the luxury to just look at Caleb Williams.
I think you're right. But see, this is where I would be, if Michael Penix never got injured, I wouldn't even have much of a problem with Arthur Blank saying that. Because Kirk Cousins would have never been starting. And then for him to go out and say that his knee's supposed to be better, this is what Arthur Blank don't understand. There's now both his knees that have had to have reconstruction in them. Both his knees. So if anything, the way he plays is now even going to be more hindered. If we end up bringing a Kevin Stefanski in, or we end up bringing a Clint Kubiak in, is Michael Penix going to be able to go under center and run that offense? Is he going to be able to run play action?
What he needs. But I think that's what he needs.
I think you're right.
I think Zach Robinson took it upon himself. You know what? I'm gonna keep him in the pistol. But look what happened last year with Michael Penix, first game against the Giants. What was the first place? A heavy play action to the right. A big bootleg. Zach Robinson never went back to that playbook this year.
Nope.
You're right.
He switched up everything.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why I feel like if we can get somebody like Stefanski, LaFleur, Kubiak, man, that's going to take Michael Penix over the top. Because I say that, and I said it to say this because we don't need him to be a runner. We just need him to be mobile.
You're right.
Like, hey, go pick up those 2 yards. Go pick up those 3 yards. I don't need you to go get 30. I don't need you to go get 20.
No, I mean,
Just
listen.
run.
This is stuff I've said, okay? But see, this is what concerns me about Michael Penix right now is the injury. That's what concerns me. If Michael Penix is able to come back from the injury, you could very well be right. He could end up being the franchise quarterback, and no one will be more thrilled than me to see Michael Penix succeeding. But you can't come out here and say that Michael Penix is your franchise quarterback when he may be out of action until November.
Yeah.
That's half the season.
But that also helped your GM come in. All right, I ain't got to come in here worried about trading him. I know he's building off of his game. I don't have to come in. The first thing I got to do, all right, get rid of Kirk Cousins, get rid of Michael Penix.
Well, hold on. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you're okay, let's just say the Atlanta Falcons hired you though as general manager. What is and you go, okay, Michael Penix is my franchise quarterback, but damn, Michael Penix is out until week 8. What's your plan for those first 7 weeks at
Okay,
quarterback?
Michael Penix out till week 8. Our division got won by 8 games, so I'm gonna look at quarterbacks like mm, Gardner Minshew, depending on how he come
Mm.
back from injury. Like mm, Mac Jones. I don't need him for 1 year, maybe two. 2027, if that quarterback do good in 2026, 2027 we'll have a quarterback competition. Now you don't got to draft a quarterback. You already got both your quarterbacks on here. And see, my whole thing about the Michael Penix thing, that's where I feel like Raheem Morris failed Michael Penix because you didn't stick to your plan. You came in here and said Kirk Cousins was a 2-year deal. But as soon as all that stuff happened, you went away from your plan to please the fans. Put in Michael Penix, put in Michael Penix, put in Michael Penix. Kirk sucks.
They should have put Michael
You should
Penix in
have
when they saw Kirk got injured in that game versus Saints last year. You wouldn't
facts.
have had this
I
mess.
agree. Listen, I agree.
That's one
I
of the things
feel
that
like
lost
in
this
week
motherfucker
10,
his job.
I feel like in week 10, Kirk Cousins should have stayed on IR. We had a week 11 bye. Kirk Cousins could have set week 12 and 13 and came back in week 14 and took us into the playoffs last year. But Raheem went away from his plan.
Oh yeah, he fucked every. I mean, see, that's where when they
2025, we should have had a quarterback competition, or you make Kirk back the starter. You already told everybody it was a 2-year plan. There was no reason to put Michael out there unless you're trying to appease the fans.
and see that's where I think you go and say that this report comes that there was really no clarity or plan that the team had.
Think about it, because he already went away from the plan. His plan was Kirk Cousins until 2026, and then in 2026 we were gonna get a dose of TJ Yates as OC with Michael Penix at quarterback. Having TJ Yates learned under Zach Robinson for 2 years.
Mm.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean that was absolutely the plan. That ain't how it worked out. Because I mean, remember,
Nope.
we were planning on Zach Robinson being being good enough to get a head coaching job somewhere.
Man, think about it. If we would have went to the playoffs one of these 2 years, Zach Robinson was gone. It's just a simple fact. When we went on that loser streak in the middle of the season and was already eliminated from the playoffs, you ain't got no choice but to clean house. And I feel like I was a Terry Fontenot fan. I was a fan of Raheem. But when all this happened, I knew Raheem couldn't be brought back. But I understood if you want to do right by this fan base and do right by this franchise, you got to clean house. And luckily, they clean house all the way and not just a little bit of the way. We finna have a new front office, a new coaching staff, a new training staff.
Well, I wanna hear OG's opinion, but I want to ask you about what you think about Matt Ryan. And
I love it.
Okay.
I look at it like this. If anybody can tell you what's wrong with the Falcons, what is meant to win as a Falcon, what does it take to be a Falcon?
It's Matt Ryan. I don't. There ain't many other people on earth that can do it better than Matt Ryan. That can be in that. And the way that Arthur Blank.
Right, because like Julio, it ended wrong. Roddy White, it ended wrong. Devontae Freeman, it ended wrong.
It ended wrong with Matt Ryan too. The Falcon. When have the Falcons ever had a happy ending with a player?
Right.
Tony Gonzalez is probably the happiest ending I can think of because they didn't drive his ass out of town.
What was the first move that happened? Soon it was rumored that Matt Ryan could be president. All right, I want all y'all gone.
Yeah.
Well, just because Matt Ryan can tell you what's wrong, don't mean he knows the answer.
Right. So hopefully, him being in the league this long, you put competent people in front of you. You put competent people to do the job that they're supposed to do.
Well, and what did Arthur Blank essentially said that Matt Ryan's position as president of football is essentially to be Mr. Blank's muscle, is to overlook everything essentially, is to essentially babysit almost in a way. Is that's essentially what I took from it. Is that Matt Ryan's going to just be sitting in there babysitting, and if he ever has to inject in, he will. But I mean, the thing is, I think Matt Ryan can clearly set a vision for it. I think he knows what it takes to win as a Falcon. But when it still comes down to this front office stuff, it's still unproven. But I don't think there's a better person, really, that I can think of than Matt in terms of you need someone in here right now that cares about this organization, that actually is invested emotionally, physically, all the ways through, that understands what it is like to win as a Falcon, to play as a Falcon. That is what you need right now. You don't need some 20-year front office nerd. You need someone who's been out there and has been in these shoes.
Why you think they moved Greg Beatles?
Oh yeah.
Put a football mind in front of it instead of a business mind.
Yeah.
Well, Beatles came up the hard way. He got it out the mud. A lot of people don't get it out the mud like Beatles did. You know, I think Beatles was in the mail room at one time, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I'm glad you guys are really, really optimistic at this point. I'm not. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
It sounds like Georgia Texas boys a little bit more optimistic. I mean, I feel optimistic on some of the stuff, but I still have some questions. But go ahead, OG, tell them.
Well, okay. So with all of that being said, the letters coming out, and I know I'm probably gonna be sounding like a broken record. I got some things that I got to do. That a lot, that along with probably 40 or 50,000 more people, we still got to do the same thing that we've been doing, and that is to start planning for next season and what we're gonna do, especially for the people that's traveling from out of town. Now that speech and press conference, whatever you want to call it, and the letter probably hits different depending on what your circumstances are. And right now, I didn't really hear anything solid other than they're going to hire these people. And Arthur Blank is saying that Michael Penix is going to be our quarterback. Okay, they restructured.
There wasn't any clarity in the front office under these other guys, these former guys.
They didn't. They restructured Kirk's deal, and to me, everybody's saying, well, okay, they did that, Kurt's out of here. So that's another issue. I want them to either go get Kyler Murray or Mac Jones, and not necessarily in that order.
You don't want Kyler Murray. I'd rather have Mac Jones, but I don't think he's a free agent.
Well,
you're gonna have to give something up for Mac Jones.
See, we're rolling the dice on a guy that has pretty much had in numbers the worst injury history, or whatever you want to call it, of any quarterback that you can think of in many years. And it's just not that, it's not a good feeling where I'm sitting from right now, because Mr. Blank, the letter to me, what he's saying in the letter is that, to me, he emphasized that Rich McCabe was going to do all of this other stuff. He said, man, Rich McCabe wrote his date book, his schedule book. Man, he ain't got time to mess with the Falcons. I don't think Mr. Blank at this point want Rich McCabe to mess with the Falcons anyway, with all of the new stuff that he got on the table. I think that fell right in his lap. And you got to notice, he kept talking about the fans.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Blank said, yeah, we had to fire them guys. We know this, and that, and the other. But Mr. Blank never said individually with any emotion or gave away any of how he felt on what we had going on and, the failures of the Falcons. He He either said we
I was getting ready to say
or the
that
fans.
because I'm thinking back, man, last year when Robert Kraft had to fire that guy up in New England before they brought in Vrabel. Robert Kraft stood up there and bluntly said, I take full responsibility. This is all my fault. And looking forward to this press conference, that's about one of the only things I wanted to hear Arthur Blank say. I wanted Arthur Blank to bluntly say, this is all my fault. 8 years, no playoffs. Man, Robert Kraft, this is what y'all don't realize. Robert Kraft is the owner of the most successful sports franchise this century. And this goes to show you how high of a standard there is in New England. Any semblance of failure is unacceptable, and he's taken full responsibility for it. But with Arthur Blank, 8 years of no playoffs, it's we.
Arthur Blank, old school. Arthur Blank, old school. He already apologized in the letter.
And Robert Kraft ain't old school.
Right. He is. But I'm saying, like, one thing about old school people, that they don't repeat themselves. Robert Kraft didn't put out no letter to the fans, so he had to say all of that at his press conference.
Man, that was for tickets. That was for ticket sales, man.
Right, but
hold on, I gotta search.
It still had to be done, whether it was a press conference or a letter. He still had to speak out to the fans.
We don't know if he wrote the letter.
He wrote the letter. I've confirmed it. The responsibility rests with me. So
what responsibility?
Exactly. He's got to allow the responsibility of falling short of the standard you expect as fans. We have fallen short of that. That rests with me. But see, he bluntly never told. And see, I understand. Old school people don't repeat themselves. But when you're in a position, and Arthur Blank's supposed to be this nice guy, and you're in a position that the Falcons have been in, and you can't, you have to write it through a letter. You don't got the guts to stand up there or sit down, because Arthur Blank was sitting down and say, this is all my fault. I apologize. Sportology. Man, let me tell y'all something. Sportology is Arthur Blank covering his ass. And he better hope to God that this new regime, this new president of football, Matt Ryan, he better hope the new head coach, the new GM, it works out. Because if this don't work, who the hell else are we going to have to blame?
I agree. And that's why Arthur Blank had to go this route. Because he done did everything. I done went and got the first-time offensive coach. I done went and got the first-time defensive coach. Bringing in Raheem Morris, that was me bringing in an experienced head coach. And it still ain't worked. So now I got to think outside the box. I don't want any words from Rich McKay.
Okay.
I don't want any opinions from nobody in this front office. I'm bringing in outside opinions to look at this franchise from top to bottom.
Okay, I understand that, and hopefully it ends up working out. I think Matt Ryan understands what it's like to be a Falcon. I think he's dedicated to the Falcons' success. I think he's going to go in that office every day. He's going to look at how to improve this team. I don't got a doubt about that. I don't need to hear that. What I needed to hear out of Arthur Blank's mouth as someone who went to every damn home game this season, who felt that it was so low, the only way he could felt heard is putting a damn paper bag on his head, and that's how he felt he had to make a difference. I wanted to hear out of Arthur Blank's mouth, this is all my fault, and I apologize for the last 8 years of failure. He needed to say it that exact way.
See, what he said today and what he wrote, what he did on the letter to me, were they didn't align in any way to me till the end. He said the thing at the fans at the end. I wasn't looking for Mr. Blank to stroke the feelings of the fans. I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for accountability.
Yeah.
Without making it seem like that this was about we want to make sure that we want to talk to you guys and read the room and hope that you guys are going to be here with me next. You're going to be here with us next season. And maybe it's just my personality, but I just don't like to be manipulated. So
Yeah.
that might be my motivation to feel this way. But I feel like that letter was just a manipulation tactic.
Oh yeah. It was definitely. That's why I say don't ever trust a fucking billionaire. Don't ever. When Arthur Blank is smiling, man, it's just like when every other billionaire is smiling. It's the Antichrist looking right at you and luring you in.
And I'm telling you, I'm gonna finish this part right here about Mr. McKay. First of all, why was Mr. McKay a subject matter concerning the Falcons during this season, when last year it was said that he wasn't doing nothing with the Falcons?
Yes. That's another question.
Because of that interview. Remember that interview on 6 and 8 the fans? So he had to make sure he put it out there. Listen, moving forward, Rich McKay won't have nothing to do with this football team. I'm going to tell y'all everything Rich McKay got to do from now to 2028.
Okay, then
what about last season? What about last season when before the interview? Last season they said that Rich McKay was not going to be in the day-to-day, whatever that word was, activities of the Atlanta Falcons.
Man,
not this season, but last season.
Yeah. And Rich McKay told us during the interview, yeah, I ain't there day to day, but I am there inside the weekly meeting.
That sounds like a lot to me.
That sounds like you involved. Yeah.
You're involved.
Sounds like you're involved still.
But that's like me and my work. I have a day to day, and then I might send something to the project manager. We're in our weekly meeting, but the project manager is not on site with me every day, handling what's handling. He only get what I tell him in the meetings.
But hold on now.
Then.
I got another question too. You brought up all the things Rich McKay has to do until 2028. So you're saying that the Falcons have a 2-year window to win something before Rich McKay, once he gets bored after 2028, he decides to come back into Flowery Branch?
I just brought up 2028 because that's the year that the Super Bowl is going to be here in Atlanta.
Then what after? Okay.
And
so
that's why.
But what after 2028?
Like that's why Arthur Blank clean house. You clean house now. You got 2 years to build this team in the right direction to fix it.
You're talking about in terms of the Super Bowl being here? Oh yeah, without a doubt.
That's why
you got 2 years until the Super Bowl's here.
That's why Mr. McKay. They saw it. They saw the opening to move him over to the new stuff. What's all of the new things that Blank got going on? He got the soccer.
Well, he got this women's soccer team. He's got the World Cup. He's got the Super Bowl. He's got all this trying to grow his brand. He's getting involved in he's got Rich McKay on the Chamber of Commerce board for the state of Georgia as well. Man, I mean, just
Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. Just I mean, trying to say, look, I got Rich McKay maxed out with all this stuff. Rich McKay, he ain't gonna have any time to get him some good stuff at the end of the night. So see, he's not involved.
But guess what, though? He's probably not lying this time because Mr. Blank and all of this stuff, my disclaimer is just what I see from my understanding of how this stuff works, from my own understanding. He needed Mr. McKay to focus on the other ventures that he's got that's moving forward and is not as bad as the Falcons.
All I'm gonna say,
and I need you around the Falcons. I don't need you around the Falcons, but I need you to keep still making me money.
Hello.
I'm going to say, I better not see Rich McKay at one damn Falcons game next season.
Oh, he can come to the game. Listen,
no, he can't.
Rich McKay.
You need to be at lunch.
McKay is not. Huh?
You need to be at lunch with all these people playing in the Super Bowl and this new women's soccer team. You need to be up the people at Atlanta United. You can still come into the stadium. You just can't come into the stadium during a Falcons game.
Rich McKay is still on the board of trustees. So those vines are going to intertwine at some point. Let me tell you why. And again, these are my opinions. You do know now. Don't the Atlanta United? I guess that's the soccer team's name.
Yeah.
Don't they play at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
The people that go to those games, are they paying PSL?
I'm sure they are.
So they double dipping. Okay. All right.
Hold on. I need to confirm this. Because I ain't never been to an Atlanta United game.
Just
Season
check it
ticket.
out.
Oh, so they don't have. Oh. Hold on. So they saying Atlanta United don't have PSL.
They don't?
So they lowballing people like you, but yet for all the great Hispanic people, they're just saying, "Come on in."
But
You can choose whatever seat you want.
How big Atlanta United was going to be in Atlanta? Because think about it, nobody was going to the games until after that first year when we won the championship with Miguel Almiron and what's his name? The dude with the blonde hair.
Right.
I can't remember his name. But after our first 3 seasons, man, they changed the whole Atlanta United. Tata Martinez got fired and brought back last year. Miguel Almiron, he went international. He came back last year. Like, they cleaned house in 2019 after we won that championship.
Okay.
I also saw something with Atlanta United. Just like he's going to give Matt Ryan this role with the Falcons, he's also creating a president of soccer over for Atlanta United.
Okay. So, but check this out. Like I'm telling you, he found a way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The fans, he kept emphasizing the fans. I've never heard him say it that much. So we're going to move Mr. McKay over there so he can do all of this stuff.
Oh, he definitely, you're right, he definitely heard the fans. He definitely saw the fans too, didn't he?
Okay.
See, because remember, that Rich McKay interview, I believe that was during that 5-game losing streak.
Oh, it sure. But he saw the fans late. He saw the fans at the Seattle game, didn't he, Dirty?
Yes, sir. I told you. Yeah. Heard from a reliable source. He saw the bag. Yep. But see, here's the thing, though. Okay. So they're putting, and this is Mr. Blank. You know, he's the majority shareholder to the Benz. You know, even some people think that Mr. Blank, you know, bought and paid for the Benz, and he owned the Benz right out on his own, which is not true.
Yeah, it's the state of Georgia. Mr. Blank's just a landlord, essentially.
Right. So, but with that being said, Mr. McKay is focusing on and bringing up the other franchises to put more money in Mr. Blank's pocket. And the Falcons, in my opinion, has just been pushed to the back burner. We are not priority.
Oh, no, we ain't.
In the Arthur Blank
sports enterprise is what I call it.
Conglomerate. We're no longer
in Arthur Blank's sports portfolio. We are not top priority.
I think we lost that, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, after 8 losing seasons, it can happen.
Hey, man, Exactly, and they ain't got no problem with that. But don't try to blow no smoke. You know what I'm saying? Just, you talking about the fans. This is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all needed. We're disappointed, or either y'all disappointed.
Hey,
And,
I
and,
want
and,
to.
that's
and, and,
where,
I
and
need
that's
to do
where
a drop
I
real
agree with
quick.
Mr. Blank.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment. Venmo's right there. Hit the link. Join the conversation. Y'all keep going.
that's almost like when I was working. There was certain perks for certain performances on the job. Like instead, the upper management, they got cash incentives for doing well. The workers, they got pizza parties and sandwich parties and stuff like that. And the fans are the workers on the floor. If I was in that room, I'd have been like, well, Mr. Blank, are the tickets gonna go do the 2% increase this year? Because you're so disappointed, since we're all disappointed in the last what, 8 seasons or whatever it is. Are you gonna put a freeze on the 2% raise? Said nothing about no money for the customers, as we've been called. I mean,
there you go, starting stuff for you, Dave.
No, I'm just telling like it is. If you open your mouth, be careful.
Hey,
I'm just telling you.
Say a closed mouth don't get fed, huh?
Right. If you open your mouth, I got a spoon with something on it. So, and Mr. Blank don't need our money, but yet he wrote me a letter. Because that letter wasn't for everybody. Trust me, bro.
It was only
He
for the
called
people.
them fans.
Yeah.
He called them fans.
And that's where I feel like he had to let Rich McKay go, because if he
he had to.
Raheem and Terry Fontenot, folks would have still been saying
no one would have bought it.
Running the show.
No one. That's
right.
Why do you think they're replacing Rich McKay with Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan is in the bag of beans, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why do you think they're trying to? Because remember, you got to remember this. 2 years ago, when Arthur Smith was here, it was bluntly stated. Both Terry and Arthur Smith reported to Rich McKay. Now, is it really all that different than what they're saying is getting ready to happen now with this new president of football? It's just you replacing Raheem and Terry with a new head coach, and you're replacing Rich McKay with Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
And they giving us what we've been asking for these last 5 years.
They are, yeah.
Let the president pick the GM and let the GM pick the head coach in that order.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the GM is picking the head coach, though. I don't know if that's what's going to happen.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
I hope that's how it plays out.
Pick the GM.
Okay, Georgia Texas boy, what's the window on these two hires, in your opinion?
Yeah, I want to know this too.
I feel like the president should be known to the fans within the next 7 days.
I'm thinking by the end of the weekend.
Okay, now
by start of business Monday, Matt Ryan should be sworn in as the president of football for the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, so is Matt Ryan going to give up the
CBS? Yes,
commentator?
Yes, he is.
I seen an article yesterday that Matt Ryan said he's going to be 100%.
Yes, he is.
So technically, he's pretty much got the job as of right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what Arthur Blank said in his press conference.
They just trying to make the interviews look legit. They just trying to talk to some people, take up some time, and make the interviews look legit.
2 birds with one stone, because you interview all these people to be president, they don't become president. Now you got a whole list of GM.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So Basically, what I'm hearing is because he didn't say that we're expecting success next season, it's at least 2 years before we're going to be feeling good about what we got going on after next season. Now, we could get lucky because, stuff like this also got some luck in the formula,
Oh
too.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at
I'd
the
agree in a
Carolina
way.
Panthers. You mean
Just
tell me
look
that?
at the Bears.
Yeah.
Just look at
Right.
the Patriots.
Right. So I'm not 100%. Everything that I'm saying is not 100%. I'm not that aggressive with it. I'm just because of my journey with this team, even just being and nothing against nobody. When I was just a casual fan, I was a casual fan to when I made the commitment. I made a different commitment with my fandom because I wanted. It's just like a female, man. You know how you is. You get out there and you play the field. You're playing the field, aka watching all the games on your TV. You're playing the field. You're watching all the teams. But then when you want to get more serious with that one female, you're not gonna be out there in the field.
Oh yeah, you're
not gonna be in the
drop
field.
all of it, man.
Yeah.
You
So-
spotting around, and that's just how it goes.
So now, you take that time that you was out there running with them other ones, and you harness all of that and put it into one relationship, and that's what I did. And I knew that it was gonna be up and down. It's gonna be a roller coaster type thing. So that's what I did. I made the commitment. That's why I don't really get mad because I chose to deal with the Falcons at this level. But at the same time, being a customer, there's a certain amount of expectations that I want to get for the product that I'm paying for. Yes, it's entertainment, but at the same time, they're giving out awards for certain accomplishments of this franchise any franchise that achieves it.
Hold on, we got some
Like-
breaking news. The Atlanta Falcons have completed an interview with Mike Dissner of the Detroit Lions for the president of football position. So,
Okay.
yeah, we
Do
can.
you all know you know much about this guy?
Like I said, well, I mean, I know a little bit about him. I know he works in Detroit. He works in that front office. But as I say, this is probably just one of them things. They want to talk to someone. They want to talk to someone. They want to really get the feel for him, and
This for the president position.
Yes.
Okay. So if this the president position, who's interviewing this guy?
Arthur Blank.
Probably Arthur Blank. Because remember during his interview, Arthur Blank was like, "Hey, I got to get out of here."
We got a bunch. But see, this interview must have lasted like 4 or 5 hours because, I mean, shoot. Press conference ended at noon. It's almost 7 o'clock.
So if it's Mr. Blank, you don't think that Rich McKay was a part of that process?
No.
I think it was more Josh Blank.
Yes, it was probably Josh Blank.
Okay,
Yeah.
now what does Josh know about being the president of a
Man, he had them people up at, man, he better be paying Sportology good.
See, and that's what I'm saying. If you got Sportsology making it, if Sportsology told you, yo, man, Mr. Blank, you need to get rid of Terry and all of these people. Everybody under Terry got to get up out of here. Per Sportsology. And I'm just saying this now. You need to move your boy. Your buddy is killing you over here with the Falcons.
I think Sportology was brought in to get rid of Rich McKay.
Oh, but remember they said that Sportology, that Rich McKay wasn't the focus of it.
Okay. Right. Okay, that's what they. Okay, then fine.
Right. He
So
wasn't the
move.
focus, but in these last 8 years, he is the common
He the
denominator.
common
He the
denominator.
only one. He the
Okay.
only one.
So now, well, you know, you
Well,
know
the
what? Like I
next
told
closest common denominator after Rich McKay was Raheem Morris, if you think about it.
you. Well,
Yep. And think about it, full circle. Rich McKay hired Raheem, and at the end, Rich McKay hired Raheem again.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know this is gonna be a very unimportant a very unpopular statement that I'm about to make. But I think they fired too many. They fired too many upper people at the same time. I think they did too many. I think that Terry should have kept his job, and Raheem should have kept his job for next season, and they should have went out and hired the strongest offensive coordinator that they could find.
Well,
I agree in a way, but I
McDaniel's
look
on the
at it like
market
this.
now, but hold on.
I look
Yeah.
at it like,
You can't.
I
No,
look
they
at it
couldn't have
like
kept
this.
him. They couldn't have kept him.
No, exactly. Think about it. We were already out of the playoffs in the middle of the season, and our division was won with 8 games.
Man,
You
we
can't
we
keep
had the same
Raheem.
record that won the fucking division.
Exactly.
I hate to tell y'all this. We won just as many games as everybody else.
Facts, but
And we
but
were
think
eliminated
about
for
it.
a fucking
But
month. You can't keep this dude around.
Exactly. We was eliminated when Sportsology got here. We was already out of the playoff.
Oh no, Sportology was here before we got out of the playoffs. Sportology saw the meltdown.
Hey,
Facts.
so are you telling me that we're ignoring or would you call it? You might not be calling it that. I call it momentum. So we're going to, in the second year of these guys of Raheem's tenure, the first year of Jeff Obert back with us tenure, and what's my man name? Zach, and Ike was a victim of circumstances or whatever you want to call it.
It was a scapegoat.
You mean to tell me that we can't say we had some momentum going into the off season?
You tell him, okay.
And we still got it.
Okay, hold on.
We still got it.
You're right. Hold on though.
You can't have.
Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember the end of 2019?
Yeah.
That's what screwed Raheem over at the end of the day. Was the end of 2019 and how that shit went down.
Well, you got to kind of let that go if you hired him back. That's just like you get in a conversation with somebody, and they you all thought you had worked something out, and they bring that back up.
Facts.
You know what I'm
and then
saying?
2 years in a row, we went on a 4+ game losing streak.
Yeah, yes we did. But okay. When they
seasons
brought
in a
Jeff
row, a
Obert
month
back,
of losing the same
Huh?
way. 2 seasons in a row, a month of losing the same way.
did we
That's
do it with Arthur?
unacceptable.
Did we lose the same way with Arthur Smith? What was our worst losing streak with Arthur Smith?
I think we had a couple 3-game losing streaks with Arthur Smith.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, but see, Arthur Smith losing streaks came because of, in my opinion, the quarterback positions.
Well, see,
The quarterbacks that we
the
had.
other thing is the early years of Arthur Smith, especially those first 2 years, he completely got a pass because there wasn't any talent on this roster.
None.
Well, that's true. But so can we say that because of the roster that we had, it's why Raheem didn't get the same amount of years as Arthur Smith?
Agreed.
Oh yeah,
Because this
without
roster
a doubt.
was too talented on both sides of the ball, and then year 2, you knew Younghoe Koo was not the same. You brought him back anyway.
Man, I knew Younghoe Koo was injured at the end of the 2023 season.
And then it ain't just this.
Since he got robbed.
You had Gonzalez out on the street in fucking June.
Facts.
Hey, but look, I heard some people were saying that we had a kicking competition, and Koo beat the competition out.
Man, we had a fucking scouting prospect from Germany over here.
Lenny
Then we
was
brought
never.
in the kicker from Pittsburgh, Ben Sauls, and he never touched the field.
Never touched the field. Man, they never
Lenny
even.
was never going to kick for us.
Man,
because
they
he
never
Never.
even
He couldn't
brought
kick the short
Gonzalez
kick, and they
That
already
was
knew
just
it.
a publicity stunt.
until
Hey,
they
brand
got
new
that
kicker
dude from
just in case.
Peachtree City the fuck up out of here. They didn't even bring Gonzalez in until they got Romo up out of
Nope.
here.
And they still ain't bring up Ben Sauls. I think they put him on practice squad at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, the stuff that happened this year and only 8 wins and that won the division, I feel like that was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like
But
that 4-game loser streak, let's
Uh-huh.
say Tampa Bay would have won again with 9-8 or Carolina would have won at 9-8. I feel like Blank would have brought both of them back. But the simple fact that the division was won with a losing record, and just like Raheem favorite line, we got too much talent on this side of the grass. You got to go.
Do you think? Okay, let's just say that Raheem was still the head coach, but we had got rid of Jimmy Lake and Zach and brought in 2 veteran play callers. Would we have made the playoffs?
If now you got to remember, Jeff Ulbrich was not available. I get the question. I'll get it. Jeff Ulbrich was not available when Raheem was first hired. I think if Jeff Ulbrich was available, he would have ended up hiring him. The defense would have been a lot better last year. To answer that question, it's possible, but there's really no way of telling one way or
I'm
another.
talking about this season.
Oh, this season?
This season,
Sure.
Yeah.
if they would have stuck to the script and had Kirk Cousins as a starter while continue to allow Michael Penix to grow, we would have went to the playoffs last year and this year.
Yeah.
Now that's where I blame Raheem 100%.
Oh, because you remember on one of Blackberry shows, who sabotaged Michael Penix? That's why I feel like Raheem Morris sabotaged Michael Penix, because you ain't stick to your own plan.
Cause I even said I forgot what platform I was on. I said in the comments, I said everybody was ill because Kurt was back on the field. I said that was the original plan. We are right where we would have been if Kurt hadn't got hurt. So maybe we can turn this thing around and get some momentum.
Got some more breaking news coming out of Flowery Branch. Todd Archer, who covers the Dallas Cowboys for ESPN, reported that the Cowboys were denied by the Falcons to interview Jeff Ulbrich for their defensive coordinator job. Ulbrich is still under contract with Atlanta and was highly recommended by owner Arthur Blank today to whoever is the next head coach of the Falcons. With Blank coming to bat for Ulbrich today in front of the entire media and denying another team from interviewing him, to me points to his possible return. Time will tell, but it was a good day all around for Ulbrich in Atlanta.
Too much sense. I'm going to tell you why this makes too much sense. We're going to go back to 2015. What did Dan Quinn want Arthur Blank to do? Go hire Kyle Shanahan. I want Kyle Shanahan to be my offensive coordinator. That's one of the toughest offenses I got a game plan against. I want him to be my OC.
Okay. If you were running this franchise, when you had these interviews with these head coaches, would you put Jeff Ulbrich on the table as a part of the package?
Yes. The same way they did with Raheem and Dwayne Leffert. You're going to keep Dwayne Leffert. You're going to keep TJ Yates. You're going to keep Jerry Gray as a part of your staff.
Yeah.
And what would you do if he said, man, I got a defensive-minded coach to bring in here with me?
I would ask, well, who is it? Who is it?
Prime example. We hire Stefanski, and Stefanski say, hey, I got Jim Schwartz coming with me.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Because Jim...
think about these...
well, the Browns have the number one defense in the NFL.
Wait. Think about these playoff Super Bowl winning teams. What they all got in common. A head coach who play calling and a DC who was a former head coach. So why not take Jim Schwartz?
There's no way I would get rid of Ulbrich right now.
Jim
No way.
Schwartz is well. Hold
No
on.
way.
Jim
No way.
Schwartz
Same type
is
of
one of
defense. It's the same type of defense.
Jim Schwartz and is probably one of the only guys I would. Him and Flores are probably the only two that I'd be okay. Ulbrich going somewhere else in exchange of getting. Anyone else, give me Ulbrich any single day of the week. So I mean, I would definitely recommend that we keep Ulbrich here, especially you're an offensive-minded head coach. You don't, all indications, you're not going to have to worry about the defense. I mean, you got to think about it, man.
Job I gotta do.
This would be
one less job I
the
gotta
first time in, a lot of these guys' careers that they would have they would have the same defensive coordinator for a second season. So, I mean, building a little bit of continuity, right?
There's no way, man. And that might be a bad. I don't know. The people that I'm paying that consult me, they would have to talk me off the ledge. Because I'll be asking them a million questions. Hey, man, I want to keep Jeff over. What y'all think? They might be, look, man, you ain't pay us for all that. They probably be saying that with me, but I'll be like, man, there's no way, man, that I'm gonna let that guy go. No way. And he's saying that he don't want to be a head coach. You got to remember that.
Sense. Wasn't Andy Reid DC name in Kansas City? He used to be a former head coach. Spagnuolo. He don't want to be a head coach no more. So I'm gonna go get one of the best defensive minds in the game. Make him my DC.
Same thing with
want to be my DC.
Who is it up in Philadelphia right now? Fangio.
Yep.
Same thing with him. Yeah. That's how these great defenses stay great.
So if we can keep Jeff and Jeff don't want to be a head coach, I feel like that's another.
Oh yeah, that's a good start. Yeah.
Our job is one of the most coveted jobs. Think about it. I ain't got to worry about the defensive side of the ball. I got Drake and I got Bijan. I still had a top 10 offensive line with a third string right tackle.
Do you
and a brand new center.
Hold on now. Are you gonna be okay with Michael Penix being your franchise quarterback? Because that's what your boss said.
I'm perfectly fine with Michael Penix being the franchise quarterback.
You might be, but will Clint Kubiak or Kevin Stefanski be?
Man, them boys gonna go over there and get Mac Jones, man. I'm telling you, they gonna be like, look, we need Mac Jones.
Shoot.
I'm telling you, wherever quarterback they sign, they know 2026, this is your team. 2027, there will be a quarterback competition. No ands, ifs, or buts about it.
I have no problem with that. But look, going back to this defense, man, from 2024 to this past season, man, everything turned around. We had 31 sacks in the 2024 season. We had 57 sacks, which was second in the NFL this past season. With and with two rookies on the edges, and Diablo. What's the other cat name? And Anyamata was playing great this year. All them guys everybody stepped up.
Okay, let me ask y'all. Do we re-sign AK? Me personally, no.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, we in those positions, we stacked. We overstocked.
Well, it never hurts to have a little bit of depth. You still need to have some depth there. You can never have too many edge rushers.
Do we let Mike Hughes play the second year of that contract, or do we let him go off in free agency? Remember, that contract was only $9 million total.
You got a better option for me to play? What would it be? CB2?
Oh no, he can go too. CP3, he can go too. Bring in some new blood or give it. To
no. I'm talking about with Mike Hughes though. Yeah, is he playing opposite of AJ? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to think. I'll have to see what I got in the draft. I'll keep him around.
And I only say that because his guaranteed money was only $9 million.
And man, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something else too. Absolutely. I mean, you got Billy Bowman coming back. Man, I don't. Bowman's gonna have to earn that spot back from Alford, man.
Man, that's a hell of a competition. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. When iron sharpens iron, because we brought Billy Bowman in to bring the competition out of Alford, and it did. Because when Billy Bowman went down, Alford came back in and started balling.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Like
tell you.
I,
Go ahead, man.
oh, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You good? Go ahead.
I love competition like that. That's just like when they brought in C.J. Henderson, a former first round draft pick. Okay, I'm gonna let you go up against Mike Hughes, CP3, Kobe Bryant, Natron Brooks, and I feel like the only reason he ain't getting no play time in the beginning because all those other players was drafted or brought in by Raheem.
I would also, and I know it's going to come up because I think, most of them guys lost, went out with Terry and them. Uh, I would also have one of my scouts looking for me a punt returner and a kickoff returner with specific characteristics
And
for my special team.
I agree, and I feel like, bruh, they could have used one of these undrafted uh, players to go fix this punt return or kick return. Because like this, like, come on now, like we wasted money on Agnew. Soon as he got hurt in training camp, you should let him go.
Yeah, I didn't agree. I didn't like that. I didn't like that because I was a special teams guy in my short-lived football career, um, and it's just certain things that I don't see with the punt return guys um, that we've had. I think really the probably one of the guys that surprised me and I respected him um, early in his career was Weems. Um, Weems to me was like he was a very solid return man, But now with the way that they got the special teams set up now, I think he would be a lot better because of his return style. These guys that we got, they got a lot of speed, but they don't understand about committing to the lane.
No, because they was drafted. Think about it. Back in the day, the special teams would be a bunch of undrafted free agents, players who was trying to earn a spot on this team.
Yeah,
Most of these players
yeah,
already got a guaranteed contract for their season,
yeah,
or they know they're gonna be here for a few years. I mean,
yeah.
half of them don't even want to play special teams. They just out there to get a check.
Eric Weems loved it, boy.
Man, think about it. You give me somebody like Jacoby Jones any day of the week.
I
Rest
would
in
have me a
peace.
I would have me a scout. I would want me a cat about no bigger than 5'10", running about a 4.1, 4.2, twitchy, and I would have to see the tape on him how he runs.
Man, and then I can name you a player from last year's draft, and I think he went undrafted. What's it, Tez Walker or Tez Johnson from Oregon?
Yeah,
Think he got
that's the
picked
kind
up
of
by
guy you need.
Tampa Bay? Fast. Yes.
You saying he playing with Tampa Bay?
Uh-huh. I think he might be Tampa Bay fourth or fifth wide receiver.
Oh, you talking about Johnson?
Yes.
I know that kid, man. He played at Southern Nash. He played. Let me see. I think he played at the same school with that Julius Peppers played at in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, that kid. He went to Barton College, dude.
Then he went to
Killing
Oregon.
it. No, let me see. What? No, he played at
Who y'all talking
What's
about?
the receiver from
No,
Oregon?
no,
The
no.
receiver
I'm talking about number 19
For who?
for Tampa Bay.
Oh, you're talking about man, you
Cam
talking
Johnson.
Tez Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. I know that kid, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah,
Went
he's
Southern Nash.
didn't Bo Nix's family adopt him or something like that?
No, not him. No. But This kid went to a small school, Barton College.
And he transferred to Oregon.
No, we ain't talking about the same guy.
Yeah, got adopted by Bo Nix family.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I didn't really follow him. I just knew him when he was a teenager, when he was in high school. So, yep. Matter of fact, he got a twin brother. That's why I'm saying, you sure he's number 19?
What was it 19 Abuka? Mecca Abuka?
No, he was number 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but this kid right here, well, his real name is Cameron, but we everybody, they shorten the names up. Yeah, this kid, man, he was killing it over here, but because of his size, he didn't really get a whole lot of, because over here, in this area right here, this side of North Carolina, man, you got cats, like I said, you got Todd Gurley from over here. You got a dude named Sean Drone that played in the NFL. Julius Peppers. What's this other cat name that's from this area? This dude named Thigpen used to play with.
Hey, I know the area you from over in North Carolina. They really ain't too much going on, so football's king over there.
Yeah. In old school, some guys y'all probably never heard of: Kelvin Bryant, Ernest Brown, Isaiah Jenkins. All these guys went pro. But anyway, I would love for them to let him go and he come to Atlanta.
What's up, Blackberry? What's going on, Blackberry? Checking the chat for a minute. Everyone up in here, man.
Hey, is that link in there?
Oh yeah, hey, link's in there.
Come on,
tap the link. Tap the link.
Come on, Black.
Join up in, everyone.
Remind me of DeAnthony Thomas.
Say that again.
Tez Johnson reminds me of DeAnthony Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Tap that link, man. Show support.
But I would, man. I would find me a cat about 5'10", 175 to 185 pounds that know how to put his foot in the ground and make that cut in the lane, in that lane, and be very dangerous. But Avery got hurt with us, man. That kind of threw us behind.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, he was going to be good too.
Yeah.
Man, he never was able to recover from that.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do, man.
That hurt.
Yeah. But we got a lot of stuff to do, man. And I just hope that the guys that they bring in place, and I think this is where if Matt Ryan comes in and get it in there, he's going to be focused. He's going to be better focused on the operations running, how he knows how it's supposed to run for the players.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the advantage of Matt Ryan being in.
So essentially, putting players in the best position to succeed.
Oh yeah, just sit there. Because if you haven't never really played in ball, even in college, if you haven't even made it to the college level, there's a lot of things that you don't understand that your players need to have in place for them to be comfortable and be able to focus on what they got to do. Just like competent coaching.
Yep.
Developmental
and that's why
coaching.
I feel like they kept Greg Beatles for the business side, but we don't need you doing nothing on the football operation side.
And Beatles probably don't even care. He probably, he not in a negative way, but he probably don't even care what them guys is doing out there. Once he put the product, his part of it, he passes it on to the president, he gonna sit back and be like, "Hey, man, y'all handle that.
Man,
I got to go back over here and make another move."
Man, I guarantee you that, man, Greg Beatles don't know a lick of football.
That's what I'm saying. He probably don't even care.
Man, he's been working his way up. See, just like we used to call Terry a numbers guy, Greg Beatles is the numbers guy at this point.
Right. So he,
and that's all we need. That's all we need him to do. That's all we need him to do.
And I try to look at, once there's a decision made by people in authority, I always try to look at. I look at it. What are the positive things that we got here? Because there's got to be some positive. You just gotta, put your own feelings to the side, and then you got to look at it. Take yourself out of the equation and look at it and say, okay, where are they headed with this?
The positive.
Yeah.
5 years later, this team does not look like it did in 2021 when Arthur Smith took over.
Absolutely not.
Definitely got to have that. So we're waiting. We are waiting. I hate that they made those moves. Sometimes they know best, but we'll see. Well, we got a couple more weeks. We'll pretty much know.
We got.
Where we're going.
They'll have. Now it depends on how long. Like if they really want Kubiak, and Seattle ends up going to the Super Bowl, then yeah, this could drag out for like a month or so. But I would, like I say, I would expect the Matt Ryan announcement to come by the end of the weekend. I think a week at max, but by the weekend, because see, man, you got to start getting things in place. You got to get a GM up in here. And see, that's how it should be. They better not do this GM and head coach. They better at least let the GM have a little bit of say.
Hey, when is the draft in May?
Nah,
April?
the draft's in April.
April.
Yeah.
I think it's like the last week of April.
Okay. They got time.
Starts on the 23rd. Hey, and for us it starts on the 24th because remember, we don't got a pick in the first round.
So we probably won't even have a draft party this year.
Instead of saying
that's what I'm thinking.
Let's just say we already picked.
Oh yeah, we already used our pick. Yeah, you right.
We already used it. I don't want to hear that we ain't got no pick. Bro,
we ain't picking this year because we used it last year.
Yeah, it's working out.
And I feel like, bro, like stuff like that could have saved Raheem's job. But I feel like the division being won by 8 games was the nail in the coffin. And we tied.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's make this clear. I don't think that trade they made in the draft, I think, if anything, that could have honestly kind of helped their case in a way. But it's just the results weren't out on the field.
Yeah, everything that could have failed, and I'm not saying that Raheem wasn't to blame, but everything that could have went wrong for him did. Because you win 4 games, you win your 2 Monday night games, and you seal it with a win against the Saints.
You swept New Orleans for the first time in 9 years.
With all of those things, you get the hug. They standing at the bottom of the podium, bro. I was like, boy, these boys is cold-blooded.
They standing right there.
Hey, remember what you told me.
I think Raheem knew it.
Raheem hugged Blank. Blank didn't go in. Blank just kind of did a little courtesy, like, fuck you hug.
Y'all see Josh Blank gave him that pat on the back. He gave him a hug. He said, all right.
Yeah, I said, hey, Georgia, Texas boy, did you hear that report from, I got my man, Jeff Benedict. It was Josh who fired Raheem. Josh fired Raheem.
Oh, man, did you hear the other rumor that Josh came to Raheem about firing Zach and Raheem said he wanted to do it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's like, so you really
Wow.
gonna put your job on the line, bro? It's like small, like it's small stuff like that. Like Raheem, and then I hear people saying, Raheem ain't get a fair shake. Bro,
Oh, he got
out
a
of
fair
out
shake.
of all of the head coaches, he came into damn near the most talented team.
Yeah.
What did he say out of his own mouth? Man, if Atlanta would have had a better quarterback, I wouldn't be here. So we double dipped on quarterback.
Man, Raheem came in smelling himself. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have came in real quiet. I would have came
Man,
in real
just
quiet.
like you said, he was smelling himself. Think about it.
Oh yeah.
I just beat out Bill Belichick for this job.
Hey,
You
right.
can't tell me shit.
I remember that very first press conference. That was $1 million smile on Raheem's face. He's sitting up there with Terry, they giggling and laughing like, man, hey, they just pulled off a damn heist of the century almost. I mean, they looking short in they suits. I mean, you're talking about. I mean, it's a Raheem. I don't think I've ever seen a motherfucker so happy before.
Man, you couldn't tell Raheem. Think about it, because Raheem thought he won. Shit. All
Man,
need is a quarterback in
yeah.
Atlanta.
And then, man,
You gonna
All I
say
need is a quarterback.
man,
if we
Raheem
would have had
don't.
better, if we would have had better quarterback play, I wouldn't be here.
What are
Think,
hey?
I was like,
think about it. So just like we said on another stream. So what did Raheem tell Blank? I'm gonna bring a better quarterback in here.
You know what? You know what? You know what would not have shocked me one bit. What Raheem said during that interview. If you let me bring in a better quarterback in 3 years, you will have a Super Bowl ring. What are you? That seems like something Raheem, so damn cocky, would say.
And Arthur Blank was probably like, so who you got in mind? Kirk Cousins. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and Arthur Blank don't know shit about football. He don't. So I mean, he was all willing to give him that $45 million to pay Kirk Cousins, and then Terry comes up to him, hey, Mr. Blank, you know we gotta have a plan. Kirk's a little up there in age, so we gotta have a plan after him, and then Blank gets up there and says, okay, we'll give you what you want. We'll draft you your quarterback. Who you thinking? Michael Penix. Probably had no idea Michael Penix had 2 ACL tears.
I put that on Raheem too. Just like he say, man, I was here when we didn't have no succession plan for Matt Ryan. I know what it takes for a friend. Okay. So I'm finna double dip on quarterbacks in the same season. We ain't got to worry about the present or the future. It's already taken care of. All Raheem had to do was stick to his plan.
Yeah, but
if Raheem would have stuck to his plan, he would have got another chance next year with Michael Penix as the starting quarterback. A brand new quarterback ain't nobody seen.
boy, he would have had a monster squad coming out there next season. But
He
everything
didn't stick to
fell
his
through.
plan.
Yeah.
Think about
All
it.
he had to do was say, you know what? And this is just how I roll, right? When stuff like that happened, I would have been like, that's the sign for me to go back to plan A. Because he had a good contingency plan, but he abandoned the first plan. And you never do that.
Facts. Because he pulled a Arthur Smith. After 3-4 games, this quarterback is my starter. You should have, if you really felt that way, you should have had a quarterback competition at the beginning of the season.
And I said that on the live.
Let's see what they got. If Kirk Cousins done, okay, we finna part ways right now. We ain't finna worry about it.
Damn,
but we never looked into it to see if Kirk Cousins was done. We just assumed that Kirk Cousins was done because we had the next best thing already waiting. Just like that saying, what have you done for me lately? Kirk Cousins, you ain't done nothing. But Michael Penix came in and showed us flashes.
Hey, hold on. I'm looking at it right now. Spot Rack is reporting that the Atlanta Falcons have nearly $38 million in cap space right now, and it would be very easy to free up more.
Yeah, that daggone Raheem, man. All he had to do was just keep his mind, keep his composure within himself, and say, "Kurt is back."
So we gonna be able to spend a little bit of money this offseason. It's looking like now. Now, honestly, I think more than anything, we gonna have to start extending some of our own guys.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I want to bring back Kyle Pitts.
You don't think so? You don't think they franchise? I mean, listen, they got the money to franchise tag Kyle Pitts.
Right now, okay. Now with they franchiser, yes. I ain't giving him no new
They
contract.
they gonna
Cause
probably end up franchise tagging Kyle Pitts. And remember, you also gotta think all the argument every year. We don't have money to pay our draft class. Remember, a lot of that draft cast salary cap space comes from having a first round pick this year. We already used our first round pick last year, so we don't got to worry about that right now.
Oh man, I'm so tired of these wishy-washy ass fans. We ain't got no money. We ain't got no first round pick. We ain't got to pay nobody.
Man, we gonna be able to free up some cap space. Probably gonna
come on.
Hey, I know OG ain't gonna like it when that Drake extension drops. He ain't gonna like it.
Now the only thing that might hurt us is when it's time to sign this 2026 draft class.
Well, but man, like I was just telling you though, we don't gotta see that first round pick contract is big, and we ain't gonna have to do it this year.
Okay, let me ask you this right here then. Let me ask this question. Okay, now let's just say for reference that me myself, I don't think Michael Penix going to make it back next season. Depending on who we get for the bridge quarterback or whatever you want to call him, do you still give these setting the bar contracts to the guys like Drake London?
Who else? Yeah, you got to.
30 million.
But see, I actually think Drake might take 26 to 30.
I don't think
we probably won't have to give him 30.
Man, Drake's probably still gonna get around 30.
Facts.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But I feel like just like Arthur Blank said in his press conference, see, we didn't have those players who cashed out during the season when the season was already over. So that I do credit Terry for bringing in the right type of players. I wouldn't be surprised if Drake, Bijan, Kyle, Bergeron all take at least a few million.
Oh yeah, you gonna definitely have to extend Bergeron too this offseason. I done totally forgot about that.
Facts. I think Bergeron next year.
Nah, this is the final year of Bergeron.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You got to get that extension done.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll probably see that happen. We'll see that happen. Yeah.
Is this year 4, year 3?
Man, he just finished year 3.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, time be flying, man.
Hey, what did I tell you, OG? Our window with this core, and I'm talking about guys like Tyler and all that, our window closed before it even opened.
Yep. Will we have Tyler next season?
Hell no.
I don't think so.
Hell no.
Will we be able to get something for him?
No.
Hell yeah.
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe a little compensatory pick, a comp pick.
Right. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Him, Kyle Pitts, because I don't see us bringing in a lot of free agents this year, except maybe 1 or 2. But I feel like since we don't have a first round draft pick, you let Kyle Pitts walk, you get a cup pick. You let Hauser walk, you get a cup pick. Somebody gonna sign AK.
And Kane Ellis is a free agent, and you got to extend Diablo.
No, I think Diablo got 1 more year. I think.
Yeah, he got 1 more year, but you got to go ahead and get that extension done.
Yep. Me personally, I'm bringing Caden back.
Yeah.
Like, I like Jalen Walker as a middle linebacker, but I like him more when he can roam.
Oh yeah, when he's able to just roam free. Yeah.
I don't need him to be a middle linebacker, especially the way that JD and Kaden was playing. Now, I would go bring in more linebackers so I can get rid of JD.
Yeah, I don't want Bertrand here.
Safety linebacker we drafted last year, he was an undrafted Malik Vernon.
Yeah,
I want to see what he can do. I would bring back Ronnie Harrison because he did hell of a good job.
Harrison did all right. Yeah,
I feel like if they started him earlier, we win one of those games.
Probably so. Yeah.
Man, I love talking Falcons ball, man. That's one thing certain, 2 things for sure. When it's good, it's good.
Hey, when it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, we just got to find a way to make it entertaining.
Oh, please don't say find a way. I thought we got rid of that.
Yes, sir.
Man, hey, that's that. This how you know this. This is Raheem was really good at really getting people to and being in people's head because man, you say something as simple as find a way, you gonna think about Raheem Morris till the day you go to the grave.
Find a way and too much talent on this side of the grass.
Now, are we going to address, and I ain't going to get too deep into it because I got a guy that I'm watching. Are we going to address our run defense?
Yes, that's what you got it. Hey,
yeah, I'm telling you.
Spit. Hey, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking about that dude from Alabama, number 94.
Oh,
what's his numbers? What is his numbers?
I don't know his number. I just know, bro, it's 330.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
he weighing 330.
Hey man, you talking about overtime, man?
Dorlins and Root. You put him in between a Dorlins and Root. No. This game, the last Bama game, Overton didn't play. It's the defensive lineman with the blonde dreads.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He
Actually,
had blocked the kick and everything. He had blocked the punt and everything against Indiana. Or no, was it Indiana? No. Who did Bama play before Indiana?
Ooh, I'm trying to think. Actually,
because that game,
Oklahoma.
Yes, he blocked the punt against Oklahoma and everything.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of watching this cat from Texas Tech, Lee Hunter.
Okay.
I'm keeping my eye on that guy.
See, I was.
Oh yeah, you talking about Keenan, man? You talking about Keenan? Oh yeah, 6'2", 320. Oh yeah.
But I found out.
Oh yeah. Hey,
so I took him off my radar.
I'm thinking about
the defensive tackle from Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
6'2".
I kind of like him to get a little bit more of an inch on him. 6'3", 6'4", 330. That's what we need. Man, just imagine you get that big ass space eater up in here. Imagine, man, that 10 for Pierce is going to turn into 15 real quickly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what Lee Hunter already got. 6'4", 330.
Hey, that's exactly what we need. But is he going to be there in the second round?
I think he'll be there.
Man, I would hope so.
I'm gonna do some research on him.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be doing a lot of shows heading up to the draft, man. A lot of shows.
Yeah. He's got a lot of tackles. You don't expect for him to get a whole lot of sacks, but he got a lot of tackles.
I'm gonna be honest. That second round pick, I'm looking at cornerback or wide receiver.
Yeah, well, if you have someone like Lee Hunter there, you got to pick that guy up. But if not, hey, I'm going with the wide receiver personally.
Now, is this wide receiver going to be a slot receiver, or are you trying to get you a number one? What are you trying to do?
See, man,
I'm gonna be honest. There is 2 wide receivers from Georgia who I want. That's Zachariah Branch. And everybody sleep on this next guy, but this guy is a gadget player. Dylan Bell.
Hey, I know about Branch, man. You think Branch is going to make it to the second round?
Nah.
I think I saw we're picking at like pick 48 too.
Man, a lot of people sleep on Dylan Bell, but I feel like Dylan Bell is everything fans want out of Deebo Samuel.
Well, listen, this is going to depend on who we hire as head coach, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and the GM as well. That's why we got to get Matt up in here, man. We need to get these interviews out of the way. We need to announce Matt sometime this weekend. And that'll probably be the next time we go live, is most likely announcing Matt Ryan has been named as the Falcons president of football. That's going to be our next live for any of y'all that keep looking out. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, share out. The Venmo's up on the screen. Hit that link. Join the conversation. But listen, things are about to start moving very quickly. Make sure y'all continue to tune in each day. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have a video out tomorrow, but I might. Yeah, I would hope I can. And I'm going to take a look at probably a GM candidate tomorrow. So we're going to alternate that.
If y'all ever get a chance, go on 680 The Fan and look at the video they did on Kevin Stefanski. It just dropped today.
Hey, man, hey, listen. Hey, man, fuck 680. Go on the channel and watch the video I put on Kevin Stefanski earlier today. I know OG saw it.
Oh yeah, that was a good video you did. I was like, "Dad, you need to work for Sportsology."